Incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes. Aussie bourbon lovers sharing bourbon with Australia.
Oh. Oh, good sounds. When you're cracking a bottle. Here we go. Fresh crack. That's the sweet sound of a fresh cork pop.
Yeah. Of what, Dave?
This is a Peerless Double Oaked Bourbon. I reckon of all of the bottles of bourbon that we have unopened in the cupboard, the one that I've been the most excited about opening for the last little while, we've got some good ones on actually. This one's very high on the list. Let's just put it like that. It's very high on the list.
There calling to us for a while.
It's signed by the distiller. She signed it at Ellie signed it at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. For those watching on YouTube, you can see, look, proof, I'm not lying. And look, it's the one that you can probably get really easily if you're in the US. In Australia, it's not as easy to get, sadly.
No.
But here you go. Cheers.
Cheers to Peerless.
Cheers. Oh, we've done a few Peerless episodes. I
think every trip we go, we bring back a Peerless of some description because we do love our Peerless.
Okay. Can we just rattle through what this expression is while we knows it?
The double oaked?
Yeah. Can you help everyone with the classification of what is a double oaked and what would the Peerless thing do? Or would you prefer if I do it?
You can do it because you'll explain it better than me.
Peerless is a distillery right in downtown Louisville. Very small process. They do lots of good things. It's only sweet mash. There's no water added to any of it, and it's non-chill filtered. So it's exactly as it comes out of the barrel.
Yep.
They're like they're kind of the hallmark things that Peerless do. Then this one is double oaked. That means it's finished in a second barrel. Well, sorry, that doesn't mean that actually, but in this case it definitely means that.
In this case it does. It's also, this one's barrel proof. So does that mean?
Sorry, all of them are barrel proof.
All of
Peerless come out of the barrel and into the cask. They don't have water added.
Yep.
That's like a thing.
They add the water first or not?
Sure, it's a low entry proof. I think that's true. Yep. I think that is true.
Yep.
And they do all these things where it's just a little bit more expensive.
Yes.
Sweet mash is more expensive. You've got to kind of do a big clean each time.
Every time's big, and so it takes longer. And then obviously putting the water in first means they've got to occupy more barrels rather than putting it in the barrel and then watering it down afterwards. They put the water in beforehand, so it occupies more barrels, which is more space, which is, more expensive.
So double oak, more contact on the barrel, obviously, for the liquid.
The colour is incredible.
The colour is so fun. That is a really fun colour. And if you think about...
I was going to say like a red wine almost, like so dark, but not quite the right.
And I look at this bottle, and I love this bottle. It's actually, I used to think it was the barrel that it was inspired by. It's actually inspired by the doubler, the shape of the bottle. Did you know that?
Yeah, they told us that on the tour.
So you were listening as well. Look at the colour of it and the shape and the colour, the design of the label and stuff. I think when I look at it, I think something between, is that just liquid caramel and is that just liquid chocolate? And in your glass.
It's so dark. It is
so dark. But in your glass, it might just be, it's definitely liquid dessert. If you like Woodford Double Oaked, holy moly, you need to get yourself your hands on
a Peerless Double Oaked. Yeah, it's a really good double oaked. Like, because sometimes a double oak can be can almost have a bit too, taste too much like the barrel is how I describe it.
Yep.
Whereas this is
So interesting. So this thing about no water added and barrel proof. This bottle is 109.6 proof, which means the barrel entry proof must have been really low. I don't know what maybe they're going at 110 or something. I'm not sure.
I wouldn't have a clue, so I'm not going to.
But really low barrel entry proof, which is like what Michter's do. I mean, makers are known to go in slightly lower, low as well. But Michter's kind of notoriously go in really low.
Yeah.
And Peerless do it as well. It means the water is interacting with the wood and you get
but
different
Peerless
kind of
is quite a small distillery.
Yeah.
And a great family-friendly vibe.
Yeah, exactly. And loads of really cool history.
Oh,
Corky Taylor and all the good stuff about military service and prohibition and recovering the name and the DSP number and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But do you want to know the reason why I wanted to have it tonight?
Why did you want to have it tonight, Dave? Because it has been sitting on our shelf for quite a while. Unopened.
begging to be opened, sitting next to a rye that's almost finished. Like
I know. We get to a certain level of the bottle and we just sort of stop because we're a little bit hesitant to finish it off because it's so good and we know we can't replace it.
I feel like there's some things that people share as bourbon drinkers, and that's one of them. We met someone on the weekend whose collection is completely unopened except for one bottle at a time or thereabouts.
Yeah.
And hundreds of bottles. And this is the way they choose to consume it. Our collection doesn't look like that at all. We have a good number of bottles, but the vast majority are open. And we try to open more of them. We try to have them all open as much as we can.
Occasionally there's one that's not open like this one. It's been sitting there calling out your name.
Usually there's a few. But so the reason that I wanted to open this one tonight is that I've seen a post. There's an influencer, a content creator.
He's been influenced by social media.
There's a content creator on Instagram, and I don't know the handle name off the top of my head, and I don't have it in front of me, who is spending this year hitting all of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail stops.
Oh, I saw him
Have
too.
you seen this?
Yes.
And
I think I sent it to you.
love this thing. This is what a wonderful
He's
initiative.
going to every single one.
As someone who loves distillery tours, who loves visiting distilleries, who loves hearing the stories, who loves supporting at a cellar door level, if you like being there in the flesh. This is wonderful and good, and he's kind of providing insights into what it's like and stuff like that. Here's the thing. To do this well, if you and I were to do it, it's a lot. I think it's 67 or it's in the 60s.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's more than one a week if you're doing one. If you're doing it over the year, it's every weekend's pretty busy. Oh yeah, you're busy, and you can't do much else on weekends, I suppose. So
our mistake is we keep going back to the same ones.
We love it, so we go to a few. But here's the thing: if you're going to create content about this, you're going to have to not like some to not be the people. Because if I did it, I'd just be like, this one's great as well. They're all great. 67 is also great. You've just seen the last 66, and they're all really good.
There that you wouldn't like.
Do you reckon?
Not wouldn't like, but definitely wouldn't be your favourite.
Yeah, maybe. And so this is what's already happened. And here's it's not a gripe, it's just a disagreement, is that he didn't like Peerless.
You don't have to, though.
I don't think you have to. It's that I really, really, really like Peerless as a distillery experience. And I'm so happy for him, and I'm so excited about what we're going to learn from his journey. But my opinion and his opinion differ on this one for sure.
Yeah, but also your experience comes down to the day. Like the day we went was fabulous. Like we got to meet Corgi, came in, and there's so many different people giving the tours. Like maybe you could have one that's you don't really click with, or I don't know. It's all very personal experience. But when it comes to the actual bourbon, everyone's palate's so different, and on different days.
Yeah,
I don't know who it was the other day that they went to taste it and they said, "What will my palate like today?" And I was like, "That's amazing," because sometimes you can have something like this and be like, "I just want to pour myself another glass," and other nights you're just like, "Oh no, definitely should have started on something different."
So then this brings me to my question for today's episode.
What's the question?
What's the worst distillery experience you've had?
Oh,
because he has to. I know, but I don't think I have either. So we both have to do it because I think to do good content of this tour, he has to pick a couple that he doesn't like, even if they're still really good. I think he has to. And so I think my question to you is,
pick ones that don't wow you.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's the one that's wowed you the least then? That's my question, and I've got to do the same, and I don't have a prepared answer. So I'm hoping you're going to answer first.
The one that wowed me the least. Oh.
Yeah. This is what we're looking for.
This is hard.
And I think the category has to be you have to have had an actual experience there. I think you can't have just...
Well, the one that we went to, I can't even remember the name of it.
You might need to use names.
There was a really cute cat. There was the group of guys on the Bucks party. I think it started with a W.
Willet.
Was it Willet? I'm not saying it was bad. I'm saying it was good. It's probably...
Maybe that's on my list too.
It was... there was lots about it that I liked, but it was probably, when you say what's like the one that would... But it was the most you did the kind of standard things.
Yeah.
Whereas some, they pop in little curveballs that are like, oh, wow, we get to do this or we get to do that. Whereas I think that was kind of probably our second trip over there, and we'd done a few in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like the same thing again. And theirs was good, but it was sort of the same. So if it had
Not
been your
extraordinary.
first one, I think it would have been really good because it was like our third one in a couple of days. It was that sameness again. Not just this is the hard thing. It's not to say I didn't like it because I definitely recommend people go there because they did the tasting. I think it was the first one we went to. They did the tasting along the way that I thought was cool.
So then it's it is that. It is because the Willet. I remember having a drink by the pot still.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah. So
And that was the first time I'd done that. I was like, oh, but the rest of it was, I don't know. It's hard to pick a bad one because I loved every.
I think I probably, but then also I'm probably not going to remember them all. And then I also think
If you don't
about.
remember it, that's probably down the bottom of your list.
Well, I think about Treecraft, which we were talking about earlier, which is the one in Treasure Island in San Francisco.
Yeah,
and that wasn't a distillery experience. I'd sat at the distillery on Treasure Island in San Francisco or in the Bay.
Yeah. But that's not a tour though.
Well, I wasn't able to do the tour. I did the most kind of premium experience at that distillery I could, which is probably what I'm always trying to do. And there's other versions of this as well. Like very small boutique distilleries will only have a certain amount of things they can do, and there's lots of reasons for that. Good reasons.
We went to Yellowstone.
Yeah.
That was like very little and boutique, but that was I like that. Yeah, I liked it.
And we went into the rick house and had a thieving in that kind of that. What is it called? Like a shipping container.
I remember
rick house.
being worried that it was so small. It was going to be like there was no wow factor. But the stories they told and what they included in the tour that was quite a small little tour. You didn't go very far. Was pretty cool. I really don't think I've had a bad one.
See, this is why we can't do the Kentucky Bourbon Trail every stop in a year because we would be no good at it. We just simply wouldn't.
No, but you just got to pick the highlights. I don't think you have to pick the bad things because, I don't know, I'm a believer in lots of positivity.
Can I bring it back to our friends at Peerless though?
Yeah.
Because I reckon I could do that tour over and over. And even though I would know all the stories and all the facts and had seen all the stuff before, and I've done it twice already.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing it again in a couple of weeks. Do you know
I reckon
this?
you absolutely should.
Do you know what the thing that I really like about it?
You were like, next time we're in Louisville, I'm taking you to Peerless. And then when we went on it, I was like, oh, Dave's going to find this a bit boring. He's already been on this one.
Nope.
Loved every single minute of it.
And
yeah.
Go on.
No, you go.
Okay. I was going to say the thing, even if I went on it again and again, do you know what I'd most look forward to?
The tasting at the end?
At the end. It's just so good. The flight of all their expressions, they're so good. And because they always have, I think they always have 2 bottles of their single barrel releases that you can only get at the distillery. So you're always going to have something different.
They always have something really unique. Remember when we were at Goodwater, we had their...
was it the absinthe finish?
The absinthe, like it was really licorice. It was insane. Like the different... And then they did one for their cat.
That's right, they did too.
Oh, they just... Yeah.
If you have not had the chance to experience Peerless yet, you should look for it on the shelves in the bourbon bars like Goodwater or the Gresham in Brizzy or
you'll find it at a few different
Jolene's.
bars.
Wherever you are, wherever city in Australia you're in, and when you go to the US, try to get your hands on a bottle. If you get to Kentucky, please try to get to Peerless. I think it's just, I don't know, there's a lot of great, go to the tour. I really think it's one of the great tours. I really do think that. So I'm really sad that this particular influencer didn't like it, but
that's all right. He's allowed not like it.
Of course he's allowed not to not like it, but I think it's great. And I would really encourage everyone to...
I'm excited to see which ones he likes.
Enjoy some Peerless bourbon. I'm excited to see what he likes too.
Yeah.
There's so many to enjoy.
And here's to your third visit to Peerless very soon, Dave.
I reckon let's book it in. Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.